Like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
All right.
With you.
So,
we're totally with you. Okay.
all right, wait. So hold up.
Easy.
Let me set it.
Johnny. I'm stuck on the whole walking through the
80s, so
hallway.
she was like a Molly Ringwald to me. Like, if you know anything about the John Hughes movies.
I won $100 million.
Oh, God.
I disappeared.
I got it. No, I know this is why it works. Because there is a way. You think you not. Like,
Easy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Easy Monday Motivation. It is your guy in the chair, Scotch with E, with the whole team that make it do what it do, the crew that always comes through, and we are live, ready to make it happen. I got to check in with the captain. CT, how do you be?
What's up? How you doing? How you feeling? It is Monday. We back together. We're live, where anything can happen. Anything can happen, and I'm really excited about this show because anything can happen. So just checking in like we usually do. I was traveling this week and was in sunny California. Was out in Palm Springs. What's up, Mama? How you doing? This is gonna be your therapy today, Mama. I was out in California and had a really, really great time. And y'all know I enjoyed the game of golf and got a chance to play at one of the most beautiful courses, Indian Wells golf course, where on the tee box you could see snow-capped mountains, and as your eye line came down, you saw palm trees, and it was the greenest of grass, the most beautiful of flowers. It was a great place to hit golf balls and have an enjoyable time. And I'll talk to y'all more another time about all the things, but feeling good and excited for this show and glad to see y'all. So yeah, good to be here. Glad to see you.
Well, it's always a pleasure to be on the scene with my main man, CT. And
wait a minute, hold on real quick. I don't want to forget something. Is today April 1st?
Yeah.
Today is April 1st, isn't it? So no, I'm not gonna be April's Fool's on y'all, but today is our godson Dietrich. It is his birthday today. So I want to shout out Dietrich. Don't know if he's on the pod, but if he listens, want to make sure show some love to my son, man. Love you, man. You are amazing. Keep doing what you do the way that you do it. So happy birthday, Dietrich.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. That's what I'm talking about. Happy birthday to all those people out there. Happy birthday. We love you. All right. So I got to come over to the queen of the podcast, Johnny, my liege. How do you do? How you been?
I am doing great. I'm feeling good. Yeah, I am exhausted. I am so tired. I took the girls for their spring break. I took them down to Atlanta to see my big sis, and we hung out, and she kept us going. We visited Clark, so my oldest could see the college campus, and she loved it.
Yeah.
Like, she stepped on, like, we pulled into the parking lot. She's like, "Oh, Mom, I need to be here." Yeah. Like, this is where I need to be. So there's a part of me that's full of joy and so excited about what's in store for her future. And the other part of me was like, "You do? You sure you like it? You don't like Ohio State better?"
Oh,
no,
let my baby go.
Yeah. Well, how did we get here? So yeah, but feeling good.
That's excellent. Well, guys, I'm doing pretty good. I had a pretty, uneventful week because, of course, there was nothing that actually happened to impede my opportunities to take part in whatever I chose to do. And some of those things that I chose to do was spend some time with my family. Shout out to my big brother, Fredo. I'm not going to tell you age, but his birthday was this past Friday. And we pulled together what I call monster movie thing. Now, when we were kids, we grew up watching Godzilla, the guy in the suit, like all the way back to the 1950s movies. We watched all of them. Like, we watched the whole thing where, Godzilla, King Kong, Mothra, all of the stuff, because that's the stuff that, our father would show us, the sci-fi stuff, the Star Wars, all of those things. Yeah. So it's something that we grew up with, pop culture. We love the whole notion of watching our childhood stuff come to life. And the new Godzilla movie came out this weekend, and I bought my brother and his family tickets to a 4:00 show and bought my family here tickets to a 7:00 show so we could all go and watch the movies together at the same time. So that's what we ended up doing. It was a really fun time. I really enjoy my family and being able to do stuff like that. It's cool.
That.
So yeah, that's what I did.
That's really thoughtful, man.
And I mean,
he has a big heart. That's what it is. He's so
oh yeah. I mean, listen. I mean, if you get, I will build the diagram again. Okay, I got a diagram of my barriers, but I'm telling you, get inside there, boy, you get a lot of love. There's just so much brimming, but
yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna have to move away from that. We're not gonna keep talking about my barriers and walls because we ain't about to give nobody. There's no.
How was the movie though? How was the movie?
All right, so I'm already biased because I'm like, oh, I love the fact of what they're doing. The movie was great. I'm not going to do any spoiler stuff for people who haven't seen it, but like if you're just going for a good action movie, just to see something visually, like listen, I ain't gonna tell on myself, but I'm gonna tell on myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Godzilla fan, so I've seen it more than like twice already. You know what I'm saying? So I seen it with the family. I had to see it by myself first, make sure they ain't ruined it for me, of course, and then I went and saw it with them. And they ruined it for me, but they also enhanced it because, listen, and I'm snitching on you, Mom. I know you know that I snitch whenever we go out because my mom just as wild as me. Now, I know everybody remembers Two-Door Biscuit Plantar. My goofy mom is sitting in the middle of the theater. And hey, Mom. Yeah, I did buy a giant bag of popcorn as big as my mother and shared it amongst the whole row. We was looking like they was throwing it and everything. We crazy.
That's what's up.
We get to the part of the little thing. They start singing this opera song. My mom starts singing out loud, Two-Door Biscuit Plantar. I'm like, oh my God.
No.
It was amazing.
Mom.
I love it. I love you, Mom. I absolutely love it. It makes me who I am. Listen, y'all think about me being wild, man. You see where I get it from. We are such a loving, outgoing, joy sharing people. So it was, we had the greatest time. But yeah, all in the love of my brother's birthday. So yes. But yes,
so epic.
He's proud. Yes, I did.
I mean, that's my mama. Okay.
I need to record it. Mama, I need you to record that somewhere so you can play it. That's
right.
Amazing.
That's right.
Listen, we wait till we convince everybody to go somewhere together. We have the EMM crew family like picnic or something or whatever, right? When everybody come together, like, hey man, you got to meet these crazy people, and like once y'all do, like we shouldn't have met them crazy people.
We just like each other.
Like they real family. They real family. Okay, so we're gonna walk away. We're gonna have a whole new credo. Family crest, and like, it'll be crazy. But anyway, on top of all of that, we also celebrated a holiday, and we recognized a holiday, and that is Easter. And it has a bunch of different meanings to a bunch of different people, and a bunch of different understandings. And while I want to go ahead and pay, honor to the holiday itself, because it is Easter Monday, I want to talk about 3 concepts that I think you two both are very, very diverse in. And I think they're core tenements of where religion and spirituality comes from. And I want to talk about faith, hope, and belief. Okay. Now, I want to.
Is this where you take the text? Oh, I'm sorry. This is not, you're not preaching. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He's on his way.
I'm gonna let you. You already know. I'm gonna let everybody get theirs, but I want to make sure we level set, right? So when we say faith, we're talking about complete trust or confidence in something or someone, right? Yeah. And when we talk about hope, it is this feeling of expectation and a desire for a certain thing to happen, certain outcome, somebody to do something, whatever it is. And then when we talk about belief, it is an acceptance of a statement that is true or something that exists. So I want to kind of play with that and come to you guys. And when I say faith, DT, I know I gave you a definition, but what comes to mind when you hear faith? I already know. This is a simple one.
This is a simple one. Okay, so
Mhm.
the simplicity of the word faith, when I hear it, draws me to the book of Hebrews, chapter 12. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So in the Christian vernacular, if I hear the word faith, it first starts with the idea that it is something that I do that is spiritual, that allows me to function in a world that I know nothing about. And that regardless of if I can see it or not, it is my ability to know that there is something working higher than me, outside of me, but requires me to participate. Because James would tell us that faith without works is dead. So you can't have faith of the unseen just by itself. There's something that you got to do with it too. And so I don't want to get ahead of myself, but when you put out this one, I was like, ooh, he's in the lane I love most. Because we're talking about how you live every single day. So to the extent that my answer will always start and finish with the idea there is a substance that I'm hoping for, that I've put myself in a place where I don't actually have to have it to know it's there.
All right, I'm with it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and jump to the next word. And this one, I'm coming to you, Johnny, my liege, and I'm gonna ask you, when you hear the word hope, what do you think of? What comes to mind?
Oh gosh, I love that. The word hope. And when you threw this topic out here, this, for some reason, this is the one that I had to kind of like sit on for a minute. I had to really think about it, right? So feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing. And it made me think, well, what am I putting my expectation in? You know, what expectations am I setting for myself, in my faith, the people around me? Like, am I setting appropriate expectations and hope in the right things? So when I hear the word hope, that's what I think of. Like, are we focusing on the right things so that we remain hopeful, if that makes any sense?
No,
Right?
that definitely makes sense. No, I like that.
Mhm.
Okay, I like that. All right, so now I'm going to deal or dabble with what I think on the word belief. And when again we go to the kind of baseline of an acceptance of something, right? Like there are a lot of things that people can accept with ever not knowing, but still not believe in it, right? So it creates parallels in my mind when I think about how people can just either believe in anything or believe nothing based off of what they're exposed to and how things are presented to them, right? The right person comes to the right person and tells you the right thing, it becomes right in your head. The right person comes to you and tell you the wrong thing, it can be right in your head. The wrong person comes tells you the right thing, it can be wrong in your head. Do you see how that can work out? So it makes me pull all the way back into the core of, again, believe what you are willing to accept or what you accept as true. And when I really think about what is true and what I can accept, there's some roots that were placed in me that I know will never not be true. Like, of course, I know that, I know that God is true. I know that Jesus did that. I do know there are some truths that I believe in that nobody ever had to show me. And the wrong people have talked to me about it. And I still can believe in it, even though I may not always agree with who's delivering the message. So I believe for me is a very strong thing. Like, I'm not an easy shaken person. My beliefs are not torn us under easy. You cannot destroy my beliefs very easy. And that's because they're the foundations of who I am, right? And that's what I think of when I think of belief. But I know there's a bunch of different ways that we can cut this pie, right? And I want to kind of like throw it at you guys to say, when you think of an order of faith, hope, and belief. Oh, you didn't know I was going to do this to you. That's the reason why I was like, the big three. We're going to play around with it. When you think about these things and the way that they work together, right? Because they kind of have to work together in some ways, right?
Yeah.
How would you prioritize them? How would you prioritize faith, hope, and belief? Now, CT, I know you're ready for this one. So I'm going to come to Johnny first, and then I'm going to come to you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm coming to Johnny first, and then I'm coming. So.
I'm fully present. I got you.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny. So in your order.
So what I think, no, go ahead, Johnny, my bad.
All right, well, hold up.
Just can't wait. Gotta see.
Before I actually come to you, Johnny, I will throw it out there to our listeners, to our viewers. If you are out there and you're listening, this is live. Tell us what you think faith, hope, and belief means to you, and what's important about it. Like, we want to see that in the chat. Please don't hesitate to be interactive and give us some of this conversation too, because we want to give it back. So, Johnny, I'm gonna come to you, and I want to hear how you would prioritize the three.
And let me just say this too, like, I know that we are all coming from a point of Christianity. We have a certain belief system and all of that. And we also know that some of our listeners may not. That does not mean, or may be in search of. Yeah. Okay, let me say that too.
Johnny.
That does not mean that you do not have faith, hope, and belief. We're speaking from our perspectives and how we view it. Yeah. But I feel like to exist, you have to have some faith, hope, and belief in something. Okay, I'll say that. So in my order, I would say faith is that foundation, because faith gives me faith in everything else. It helps me to see everything else, because like how CT was just saying, complete trust, right? Faith, you have to have complete trust when you're out of control. So like a couple of weeks ago, remember I was talking about, I was on an airplane and I felt like my kids needed me. They needed mom, but I was on the airplane for 3 hours. What was I going to do? Right. Yeah. I had to completely let go of that control and just have faith that God and my family was going to take care of all of that. So faith is the foundation, right? So it's more of like, it's at the bottom of the foundation, and then hope and belief stem from that.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. I agree with that. And shout out to Mel, Queen Mel. We definitely agree it does encompass. So CT, I'm gonna come to you and let me know what priority, how you would prioritize the three.
It's an interesting question. And may I pose a question back really quick before I give it back to the group?
Go for it.
And I was thinking about this. When I go to the office, when I'm at home, let's just use a chair. When the chair is sitting there and it is now accessible for you to go sit in, do you have faith that the chair will hold you? Do you believe that the chair will hold you? Or do you hope that the chair will hold you? What say ye?
That's a very good question. There are some chairs that I look at that make me believe that they will hold me. And there's some that I have faith. I know that they'll hold me. Yeah. And there are some that I 100% know that I can just hope that it holds me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. I asked the question because I think you said something important. You looked at the chair, and if it's a chair you've never sat in, you are hoping that chair is going to hold you. When you walk in, depending on where that chair is seated, you believe that the people who placed it there did so in a way that they knew that the chair would hold you. And if you walk into your home and that chair has been there forever, you don't actually have to sit in it to have faith that it I don't know. That's why I want to ask the room that there is this idea that sometimes these things get conflated. I would say to you, E, that the order, very much like Johnny to me, is faith is the thing I can't see, the thing I don't fully understand and or appreciate it
Mhm.
because it's happening outside of me. So
Mhm.
I'm having faith that there's going to be a chair in that room. And when I walk in, I believe that chair is going to hold me. And when I go to sit down, I hope nothing bad happens. Right. So if I was going to give an order, that's the order I give it if I was going to give a thing to it. And I think sometimes when we think about this concept of faith, right, in its definition, there is this idea that there is this complete confidence and the word trust. Now, I don't want to introduce a new word, but I do want to introduce a new word because the concept of trust is so deeply fragile that trust would suggest that there is this firm belief that whatever it is I've put my faith in, it's going to happen. There's that word belief outlined in that word trust. That's so fragile. That's built into the definition of faith. So what is it? Like, and so I think sometimes what we end up with is running our lives and functioning in our lives with hope. And I believe you all have heard before that hope is not a strategy. And so, to the extent that as we're functioning in our lives, I'm not strategically maneuvering in a way that the things that are most significant and important and valuable to me, those aren't things I have hope in. Those are things that uh in many ways I gotta just know that, and again, thank you, Johnny, for the idea that there is a higher power that is working in this conversation on our behalf, and that sometimes, thank you for that, thank you, Mike, thank you, Mel, like when I have evidence, then that's when I will trust in the thing that is there, but that's not faith. Right. That's
Right.
when hope and belief kick in. That's when my natural person says, I can go down and sit in that chair because I've sat in that chair before. And
Mhm.
so, is it to the extent that I'm having faith in God for something that I've already done? No, I have belief that it's going to be okay because I've already done it. Where the faith is in the thing that I have never done before. I had to have faith in Eric when he called and was like, you want to do a pod? I couldn't hope that he was going to get it right. I had never done it before. So there was something that I had to, in a not seeing way, be able to know that it was going to happen. And then I had to believe that Eric had done the things needed and necessary so that when we got to it, it wasn't a hope that it was going to work. We just knew we could trust it would. I don't know if that made sense, but that when I started thinking about these three
Yeah.
things that work together, because the text in First Corinthians says, now abide. At the end of the text, it says, now abide faith, hope, and love. So when you pivoted, my whole mind has always been in faith, hope, and love, faith, hope, and
Yeah.
love, faith, hope, and love. But within but encompassing in belief is love. I can't believe something unless I really love it. If I love the thing, I believe the thing. If I think the thing is good, that's different than belief. So I thought a lot about this topic. So I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
if I believe something, it's because I love it. And if I love it, that means I can hope in it. If I have hope in it, that means I can have faith in it because trust is the underlying thing that exists within it. So I'll stop right there. But this was one of those things I was like, my brain was going crazy over this topic.
Well, I mean, I knew the three together would be enough for us to be able to talk about
Oh
a
yeah.
lot and apply a lot, because like I also want to talk about and this is not really switching gears as much as like I'm introducing something that you introduced to me before we got started, because like it's been reeling in my mind, right? Like how important it is to utilize faith, hope, and belief in your life, right? Like how, like as we talk about the conceptual parts, right? Like to your point, how you just gave a great example with the chair, right? I 100% know like the chair's gonna help me because I have faith that I'm kept, right? I'm good. I don't gotta hope and believe. Like I can hope and believe about things I can be wishful for, but at the same time, I do have the evidence in the faith that I execute in myself as well. So I know like there are a lot of people out here that get things wrong too, right? Because like you can have like faith in yourself to do things, right? And they be the wrong things to do. Have y'all heard about this thing? I mean, I know somebody told me about it just a while ago. You heard about this thing? I believe instead of. Why do you keep coming for me for love, Mel? Unless I love you, Mel. Is that enough? Is that enough? Is that enough?
Yes, come on.
Oh my God. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
get on him.
I don't know. Oh my God. I'm cringing. All right. No, so I was gonna say, like, some people you know, I don't know if anybody had the opportunity to be able to see this new book that just came out. Wonderful book. It's called God Bless the USA Bibles. Yeah. God Bless the USA. It's a Bible that somebody is selling for about $60. How much does a Bible cost? Like, I think I can get one way cheaper than $60, like a King James, right?
How about in my Bible app on my phone?
Yeah, like, ain't that free?
Just, you know.
Like,
I'm leaving that one alone.
What you mean leave it alone? You ain't heard about it? Because, like, wow, man. So people could
sometimes since Mel brought it up, thank you, Mr. Chaos. Like, I think sometimes what happens is that and we use this term misappropriate all the time. And what happens is that we forget that if I'm talking about the concept of faith, I'm not talking about in a flawed thing. I can't have faith in the chair that's supposed to have 4 legs, but only has 3. So the flawed thing, I can hope that it will hold me when I sit down, and then not be upset, but end up being upset when I sit in that 3-legged, 4-legged chair, and I fall on the ground because I had faith in the wrong thing. And so sometimes we have to pause and remember that we have to do our own research. We have to do our own study. Another biblical reference, to study to show thyself approved, a workman that needed not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So it becomes less important that the object of our affection be the thing that we have our faith in, because again, the thing I have my faith in is the thing I can't see. And so sometimes people will misappropriate a thing to draw attention to themselves, when in truth, what is inside them, when they read the Bible, no matter whose Bible it might be, when it comes alive by the use and the gift of the Holy Spirit, that's when it becomes something you can activate and do something with. And so I think the distraction of our time and the season that we're in, people are looking for ways for them to be elevated above the thing that needs to be elevated. And I hope we get right who the book is about, not who's selling the book.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And the good thing is, like, we you know, we don't do any shameless promotions for things that we don't really promote. We just wanted to make sure that we address that thing. So thank you, CT, for bringing that by me.
This message has been brought to you by the Chocolate Drop.
Right. And that's what he said. Okay. All right. Now, all right. So I want to play a game with you guys today. All right.
Sweet.
And what we're going to do is we're going to tell a story, and you're going to have to add one of the parts. Right. So I practice this in my head, but I know you guys are great at this, and doing it live is going to make it even more fun, of course, because, you know, you didn't get to record it. Y'all didn't think I was going to do this too? Okay. All right. So you're going to have to pick a part. So, you know, if I'm faith and you're hope and he's belief, we're going to tell a story, and you're going to have to add your element to the story. Okay. And, you know, we've done this before.
That my water turned right when you said that. Look at that.
Yes. You already know. Yes.
Good one.
Thank you.
Good one.
Do you have bread? All right. Now, I am choosing hope. CT, I will let you choose faith, because I know that's where you're gonna be ready for it. Yeah, I'm gonna let you choose faith because I know you're ready for it. And Johnny, I think belief. Okay. I think you can hold that down. So I'm gonna go ahead and start a story, and you guys are gonna add to it. Now, I think the way that I think the story will sound great and this is just in my opinion, is I'll start with hope. Johnny, you add that belief, and then CT, you could probably end with a little bit of faith. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now this is a challenge, and I'm doing this to really throw you guys off today. I know you weren't ready for this, but I didn't add it into the message. Ladies and gentlemen, watch the EMM crew do what they do. All right. So I wish we could just like set the scene. So as I proceed as a young person in this world, I have hope that there will be the utilities, resources, and tools that I need to be successful in life. And now, Johnny, what would you think that that young person would need to believe? Yeah, come on now.
I have no idea. I am failing miserably here. I have no belief in myself right now that I'll be able to.
I love it. CT, you know where this is going.
Belief in themselves.
Yeah, like, well, okay, they need to believe in themselves. What else?
I don't know.
No, okay, all right.
I'm not delivering.
All right, that's fine. But this is just for fun.
Mhm.
All right, CT.
I think she'd have got it if you'd be like, Johnny, what you got?
I know, right? This is I should have Johnny what you got. That's been the perfect.
Yeah, it's like this young person. Oh, that threw me all off.
That's the only way you know how to do it, right? It's the only. Like, so I mean, I'm a young person out here in the world, and I really hope that I have access to the things that I need, that I have the people in my corner that I need. I have all of the things, all of them. Like, what do you think I would need to believe in outside of CT's eyebrows, Johnny?
Seriously, in yourself.
Yes,
you
okay.
Believe in yourself more than other people and the resources you have. First, do you believe that you're capable of doing it, right? Because I believe that's where God lives. God lives within you. So do you have belief in yourself that you're capable of doing it? Then that's when you can go do the thing.
Okay, but I knew I took a little bit of pride, a little bit of poking, but then once we got there, CT, what do you think we would need to have faith in then?
Well, because, in our lives, we sometimes fall down because we believed that we could do a thing. And that belief came out of hope because we saw somebody else be able to do it. But the problem was we didn't put our faith in the one who gives us strength. We didn't put our faith in the ability to know that whether or not we failed when we believed, or if we did well when we believed, it's not about what we believe. It's not even about what we hope in. Young man, it's about putting your faith and trust in him who is, as the text would say, able to keep you from falling, to present you faultless. Let me stop that. I got real churchy right there. Like that, like when you think about like this storyline around this idea that there is something we can hope in and that we can believe in. I believe it started with the idea that there was a foundational faith in, so that belief had something to stand on. And so even though we started this story backwards, because both Johnny and I said it starts with faith, then there's hope, and then there's belief. No matter how you pivot it, I think you always have to start with the idea that faith is the primary thing. And when faith is the first thing, then it gives me strength to believe. And that belief really is then led by this idea that, as I believe it was Jesse who said, keep hope alive. Amen.
All right. Now, I definitely agree.
Okay, Mama.
There we go, Mama.
Okay, Mama.
That's right. Now, I did it in that order, in reverse order, to show people, to kind of highlight how some people approach it, right? Yeah. Some people start with hope, right? You start with hope, and then it's like, okay, it's nice that you hope something will happen. And then that hope may grow into, I believe something may happen. But if you never ever had the faith that something was going to happen, then all of those other things were kind of dreams. The narratives didn't have the roots that faith gives you to see it through. All right. I'm 100% bought in. You guys have convinced me. Okay. I agree with your order. My disorder is your order now. Okay. Now, like, now I can go.
But hold on, but they all work together though.
That's
right.
right.
They all
That's
work
right.
right.
Yeah.
Like you said something, it just like my mind just went like flashed. You said if faith is the roots and hope is the trunk of the tree, then belief is the thing that branches off from the tree. That's what visually literally just popped into my head as we're thinking about how they work together. And what's crazy, I heard said the other day that the genius and beauty of a tree is it's growing both ways all the time. It's growing down to go deeper. It's growing higher and higher. And what we see is belief. Ooh, make the connect, Chris. Like what we get a chance to see happening in your life and my life is how our roots got deep. I didn't see your faith. There are glimmers of how I could watch you hope through it all. But man, the thing that I'm paying a whole bunch of attention to and candidly that I get likes for is my belief. Because that's the thing y'all can see.
Yeah.
The thing that he sees is how deep are your roots.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How deep are your roots? Man, my head is I'm going.
Hey, you already know. So I'm in the same space right now. Yeah, when I saw that too, and I agree. Like it really is the roots. And it's what did he say? It was a word that I heard for the first time. He said it was gravitronic. It was gravitronic. I was like, oh, I love that word, of course. Like it's gravitronic and phototonic. And I'm like, okay, so gravitronic is the down and the phototonic is the up, towards the light, towards the dark. And you have to be strong enough to do both at the same time. You right. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. That is right. Put the fruit of your faith. You will bear fruit if you build good, strong faith with your roots. There we go. All right. So I wanna go ahead and ask this question because I know if anybody was going to have something to say about today's conversation, I know Grandma was going to step in, especially after. Listen, before I jump into what will Grandma do, I gotta ask, like, ladies and gentlemen out there, did any of y'all go Easter egg hunting? Like, did y'all give kids any candy? Is there any leftover chocolate that you got out there you want to donate to some people who just like to have chocolate? I just want to know. I'm throwing it out there. If you have any extra chocolate that has not been opened and like consumed, like if there's a half-bitten bunny and you can wrap the rest of it up, like, somebody might take that. I don't know. But I just know that there's going to be a lot of leftover candy. And if you have not been to the store and picked up all that leftover candy, you missing out. But I know Grandma would be all over this because I just want to know, CT, what would Grandma do?
It's funny that you ask. There's something that Grandma might say, and in season 2, in the spirit of this season, Grandma might say, "Come here, baby." And so when we think about what Grandma might do, Grandma is a woman of faith, and so Grandma might say that when you're thinking about faith and how faith might be applied in and through motivation, Grandma might say the F is representative of this is more than a feeling. That if you just feeling it, you're probably gonna miss it because sometimes your feelings can be false. And so when you're operating and functioning in faith, don't let your feelings be the thing that you're focused on. Let it be your faith. Grandma then might say that if it's the A, faith is not passive. Faith is active. Oh yeah, take that lap. That's right. Hear the hymn and be playing in the background as you make a lap around the church, because faith is active. You got to be moving. If you are saying I have faith in a thing, it doesn't mean you're standing still. That means that you are working the works, whatever those works might be. You are actively participating in moving the thing that you are going to have faith in, no matter how you feel. And the F was feelings, the A was being active. And I would tell you that real faith put into action, Johnny, it ignites a courage in you. Because when it ignites, that's your eye, the courage inside of you, you start moving in ways, doing things that allow you to be active because you're no longer in your feelings. So it's interesting, though, that while you are not in your feelings actively moving forward because you've ignited the courage inside of you, it's interesting to me that grandma might say, baby, it's gonna take some time. That's your T. Sometimes faith takes time. We want things right away. I would tell you real faith has more to do with your ability to move when you can't see it. And even if it's not in the time that you wanted, I would tell you he's always on time. I remember growing up, they used to say, when you pray, that God has dispatched angels at the moment you pray. And then somebody would said, but my angel ain't shown up yet. I ain't got the answer yet. And he said, don't worry, baby. It's just going to take a little bit more time because you haven't yet learned how to ignite the courage inside of you. So it's going to take you a little more time. You haven't been active in the things that you need to do. So it's going to take you just a little more time. And I got to tell you, you've been in your feelings, E. So it's going to take you some time. So if it's going to take you time, you got to think in the totality of the word faith, as grandma might say it in this particular pod. She might say the H is representative of it's no matter how many times you ask, he will accomplish what he said he would do. It doesn't matter how long it might take. He will accomplish the thing he said he would do. It doesn't matter how bleak things might look.
Come on.
You got to remember that it's just going to take a little bit of time. And when the time is up, because you've ignited the courage that is inside of you, because you've been actively doing what you need to, you know what you can do now? And because grandma does it this way, she can say, it feels good. Yeah. Because you had the faith to wait. Thank you, grandma. Thank you, grandma.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you, grandma. Okay, grandma bringing it all the way home. I like it. Shout out to my little sister Plantar Tudor. Okay, like I see you. All right. Yeah. All right. I think I definitely agree. I definitely think that, faith is something that you're active in, right? And I think you hit it perfectly, CT, saying that like everything's not gonna happen on your time, but it will happen within time. Like, right. So I definitely listen, I love that. You already know whenever you drop the grandmas, what now my favorite thing is now is when you like, come here, baby. And that's like that hit me right there. Like, oh, look at grandma about to say something, because I love being able to say, Johnny, what you got?
Oh, surprise me with it.
So I was like, I got you. I got her again, right?
Surprise me with it today.
I got you today.
Oh my goodness. Yo, there's so many more things that I want to talk about when it comes to this topic. I can't believe we're coming towards the end of the show already. There's so many things I want to say. And you kicked off this conversation. I could have swore, like, has he been reading my notes? Has he been in my mind and thinking some of the same things I've been thinking around this topic? So when it comes to faith, hope, and belief, I think sometimes that it creates a conflict with us, or becomes such a challenge with us because we are flawed individuals, right? It's hard to have complete trust and confidence in something, because that means that we have to release all of our control. That means that we can't get our little hands in there and try to stay busy and fix things, because we have to have complete control, right? And because life throws so many different things at us, that hope is sometimes lost because we've placed those expectations in places maybe we shouldn't have, right? And certain things and people, when they're also flawed as well. And the same thing with belief. Like, it's hard to believe in something when you can't really see it and you don't know how things are going to turn out. So that's where some of that conflict comes into play. But for me, I can I can rest in those things when I am just being true. Like if I'm sticking to the things that are true in my life, right? You brought up truth. What is truth? So for me, my relationship with God, that's always true. It
Yeah.
it has been highs and lows, but that's because of me, not because of him, right? It's because of me and the work that I need to do. So I have to make sure that I am nurturing that relationship. I have to make sure that I am reading my Bible. I am meditating. I am praying. And when I'm praying, I'm not just asking for things because I'm in a crisis or because I need something, right? So that relationship has to be nurtured. Another thing that is true to me is that when I am taking care of my physical and my mental health. So am I exercising? Am I eating right? Am I spending time outside in nature like I love to do? Right? When that is off, I can't see the faith and the hope and the belief clearly because my mind is clouded. My body is clouded with things. I've been filling it with things that that shouldn't be there. Right. And also in my family and my friends. So when I take time and visit my parents or when they come and see me, it seems like everything resets. I'm like, oh, this is how everything is supposed to be. Right. It just puts everything back in perspective. And so as we think about faith, hope, and belief, like, are we all sticking to what is true? What is our things that are true that keeps us on that kind of like straight and narrow, if you will, right? That keeps our vision from getting so clouded so that the big three, as you call it, won't be such a challenge because life is challenging enough and it's going to throw things at you that your faith and hope and belief, you're like, I don't know what order, I just need it all, right?
Right.
So just making sure we do the things that like help keep our vision just a little bit clear.
Oh, I love that.
It's good.
Okay. I love that, Johnny. And I definitely think that, you both are right in the aspect of like, a lot of this is perspective, and there's a lot of accountability and discipline that comes in with it too. Like, I know we talk about that over and over again, especially when it comes to using these things as we're supposed to appropriately, right? Like, how do you really find the faith in yourself to do something, to accomplish something major? And I'm going to throw this question out there to all of the listeners that are listening to us live. And in the chat, please put a comment, something that you had to really have faith in yourself to accomplish. Like, this could be graduating from college. This could be, getting a job promotion. What things have you gained from your faith and belief and hope in yourself, like, as well as in God. So, I want to throw that question out there for everybody because, I'm actually going to open it up a little bit and see if you guys got any questions for us today. I'm going to do that today. We're going to do a little bit of that today. A little bit of live, little chat, a little back and forth. But while we do that, I threw that question out there. And if you do have any questions for us, you can throw them in the chat and the guy in the chair will open it up and put the questions up for us to be able to read. The main man, the guy who's always on time, Cam, the guy who's always ready, man. Okay. 3 hours of sleep, man. Can't hold that man back. Okay. On everything. That my dude in the back, he tired. Okay, the word was tired. Okay, that's my camera. He was like tired. How you feeling? Tired. I was like, dang. But
very white going on.
Yeah, I kind of sound a little bit tired. I sound a little bit working on my cam spam. Okay, all right, I'm just playing.
He said it just like
he did. How you doing? Okay, tired. Like, okay, all right. All right, so for me, A.O.C, I'm gonna go ahead and just for me, have faith in yourself. Definitely have faith in God. What you believe in, whether your God. I don't really have a lot of. I'm not a hope person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the person who walks around hoping stuff because I am more of a belief person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am rooted in my faith and rooted in my belief. Right. So I don't hope a lot. Right. I'm sorry, Kim. I don't really hope a lot because hope to the conversation has a lot of expectation. And I'm not somebody who like puts a lot of expectations on other people that therefore they can disappoint me. So therefore, I don't put a lot of stock in hope. Though I can have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, these limited edition sneakers came out, and I hope that I got them. I believe that I was working hard enough to have it. I had faith in myself that I stayed up long enough and kept hitting the button enough to try to get the transaction to go through. And then I got the shoes. So, I mean, that happened. But typically, that's because, I believe in like faith without works. I believe in the work. I do the work, right? I have no problem doing the work in things and believing in the outcomes that I know that I'm supposed to get. I just don't go around hoping for things. And maybe that's a flaw in me where I don't really see the benefit of hope as much as most people do. Because listen, can't do much with hope, okay? By itself, just by itself, though, like, I mean, out there by itself, hope is really weak, right? I'm just saying. I'm not trying to talk bad about hope out here. I'm just saying, by itself, hope is not really strong. Because I've had people come to me with their hopes, and them hopes don't match what they really believe in or what they have faith in. But I mean, like, but you still hoping?
I know. I'm with you. I think that's why I struggle with it.
I struggle with hope, guys.
A little bit. Yeah. And
you're
the kind of person that like, just do the work. Just get it done.
Do it. You just do it.
Like, later. Just get it done.
Like, why are we hoping? Why are we hoping when we can just do, right? Like in my mind, like we can do, right? Because like do is the faith part, right? Because like, boom, we gonna do it, right? Because we have faith, we can do it. I'm not gonna be sitting there. I'm not sitting on Hope Street when I can be on Faith Street. That's right next to belief.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's me, y'all. Y'all don't have to agree with the A.O.C. I'm the guy. All right, look. If hope was a balloon pop, I popped it. I popped my hope balloon. It was like, Eric, you have no hope. Like, no, you have no hope for me because I'm just playing. No. I can't help it.
I think you almost give. Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead, Johnny.
Oh, nothing. I was going to point out the question about hope carrying doubt, but I want to hear what you have to say.
No, that's where I thought you were. That's where I thought we were going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I almost, again, I love the idea that for me, I try to see things in pictures, and like in my mind, when I read the question, does hope carry doubt? I don't think hope carries anything. Because hope isn't substantive. Like hope isn't a noun to me. Hope isn't a person, place, or thing. I do believe what's the scripture about hope for a future. That's Jeremiah chapter 29, babe. Chapter 29:11. For I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Is the text that Melanie just said. But when I think about hope is that thing that lives out almost on the line. And I can see it, but I can't touch it. But it's my ability to, again, tongue in cheek, as I keep hope alive, it's my ability to articulate my belief about the thing I have a hope in, but it's not real. And faith is me speaking the thing that I can't see, right? But what's funny about faith to me is faith is not something I can see, but it's the thing that's the foundation for me. That's the dichotomy of the conversation, is this idea that there is like that hope, or excuse me, that faith is the thing that's solid. Hope is the thing that is not. And yet the thing carrying me is the thing like that I can't see. Like, so I do appreciate, at least in my own mind, when we mix concepts into me, in my upbringing, faith is representative of something supernatural or spiritual. And again, when you tie them together in the text in 1 Corinthians around when Paul is talking about love, he finishes that dialogue by saying, now abide faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. And so when I think about this idea, does hope carry something? No, I think you carry doubt, you carry hope, but each of those things that you carry, you can also decide not to believe in those things that you carry, because my faith is in God then he tells me to be anxious for nothing. If my faith is in God, he tells me that all things are possible through him that believes. Like if I have faith in the thing, that hope and doubt kind of run in opposite places. And if I'm running in a place where hope is at the center, doubt it might be running alongside of it. It's like, and you looking over at it, this is one of those ease moments. Like, I'm looking at it, I'm looking at you, looking at it, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at it. Like, you choose which one you want to choose. But like in my mind, the picture when the carrying of a thing, you carry it if you want to, but you're not carrying it at the same time as hope. But it's also not something I think you carry. I think it's something you see and you articulate. But anyway, I don't know if that made sense or not, but
it does make sense.
No, it does. It definitely does.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, y'all, you know, y'all all right. Y'all some all right people. Okay. Like, I was really thinking about it. I really do have faith that we are doing the right thing by showing up here every Monday and talking to the people about these things. And I really do believe that our messages are reaching people and inspiring them and motivating them to really question certain things and build perspective in themselves to gain resources or go learn more that they can to be better versions of themselves.
Yeah.
And I hope that every single Monday, everybody continues to tune in, subscribe, like, turn on the notification bells, and all of the wonderful things that, you know, keep you connected to the EMM crew. I know today, and you know, this is kind of starting the closing, but I know today was a little bit more heavier in some of our church talk and religious talk than we typically would have. But just know that we are real people, and these perspectives are ours, and we're open to everybody else's. And that's the reason why, you know, we're here, because we want to hear what you guys got to say. And it's not about the plantar two-door biscuit Italy. So are there any questions out there for the EMM crew as you sit there listening live? You know, do you have any questions for us before we close out the show? And while those questions may be staged for us, now they can be about anything. Just don't ask me, Mel, about anything about love. We don't have to have that conversation on here. I asked to be therapized, and I was denied. I was told I'm not allowed to meet you in person. Our chaos would be too much for one person, CT, to handle.
It's gonna happen.
All right, let's read. So I have to believe that faith. I believe that faith is so real. Faith will accomplish what it is intended to do. That is true. Yes. Thank you, Mama.
Yeah.
All right. Thank. Yeah, Mel. I just know. All right. Any questions? If there's no questions, I'm going to come to Johnny My Liege for your final thoughts.
Well, I do want to call out that I love how your mother said that my faith in God allowed me to retire from a job after 41 years in good health.
Yes.
I mean, that's amazing. Shout out. That's what's up.
Shout out to my mama, boy. I tell you, 41 years after working there. Listen, I mean, if you work in the health industry and you walk away healthy, that's a win, okay? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Good job, mama. Now, again, we will be coming to you for that the operatic rendition of two-door plantar Italy. All right.
That is the inspiration.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. You know, the one thing that I didn't say today is when it comes to faith, though, there is evidence of what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't know. There's just evidence to it. Like, God has done it before and he'll do it again. And I just, this topic is resonating with me so much because that's the space I'm really in right now. Some things are completely out of my control. I mean, there is some work that I can do, but I have to have complete and utter faith that God, you say that you're going to see us through, you're going to heal us, and I'm going to trust you because I have no other choice. and you have no other choice because you already said that you was going to do it. So faith, I mean, like there's just evidence of it, right? And there's evidence of it everywhere. So just continue to believe, and whatever it is you believe, continue to have that faith, hope, and belief because it's real and it'll see you through.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, oh, spotlight.
If it isn't love, why does it hurt so bad?
Spotlight.
All right, now, man, go now, man. If it isn't love, no, hold up, man, leave me alone.
Yep.
I forgot. CT, come on, man. get your wife. All right, so
Let's talk about
I like Melanie's final thoughts.
Me too.
y'all are wrong. Okay. W, I forget how to spell the rest, but gong.
I think what is really important for us to always remember is that we are the living representation of all three. We're sitting here today because somebody before us, somebody currently, and even ourselves had to have faith in something, had to have belief in something, had to hope for something. I'm not saying, E, that mama was hoping that your crazy tail would make it out of high school and college. But it's also possible that she was like, but that's my baby and I raised him right. So I believe he'll be able to do it. And then she was just like, God, I don't know what he's gonna go through, but I have faith that you're gonna get him through. And so at every station and phase of our lives, all three have come in to play. And I think it's exciting to consider that we would pause post Easter, post resurrection, because we should never be ashamed of our faith. We should never be ashamed to be able to let people know what we believe. We should hope that when people are listening, they find themselves in this conversation in some way, shape, or form. No matter if you're an easy motivational listening all the time, or it's the first time that you are chiming in to hear what it is that we have to say. What I would hope is that you will respect that we have something that we believe in, because our faith is that deep, that more listeners will come and more people will connect, and more of what it is that we're doing, the way that we're doing it, is unapologetically who we are. And so I am hopeful that we get more people to listen. I believe one day we will, because I have faith, as you said, E, we are doing the right thing in the right place at the right time.
Thank you, CT. That was, as always, amazing. Thank you. My mom actually thinks it's absolutely amazing too. I want to highlight that thing my little sister said, or what Dana said. I was a child that was a little lost. My mother kept faith in what God was going to do in my life, and for that, my belief inspired me to keep going. That's right. That's right. You know, your mama pray. You got a praying mama. Okay, she prayed on you every day. So she's still praying on you right now, and I still hate your face. So that's right. All right, and thankful for God's word. That's right. All right. I don't really have no final words. Y'all the end where you just kind of beat me up at the end. I don't know what's wrong with me and love. Okay, don't question me about that. I don't know. Love is weird. Okay, it's weird. Okay,
Do you believe in love?
Why does it hurt so bad? Yeah, of course I believe in love. Cam, stop it. Like, no, I do love you, little sis. No, I do. I love my family. I do believe in love. I mean, I'm a loving person.
You know that we hope that love finds you and that you find love.
I have faith.
Thank you, Johnny. I was wondering if there's a theme.
Yes, gotta follow the theme here.
Right,
I have faith in it.
Yes,
I can't wait to be there.
Yep. And
someone sweeps you off your feet.
I can't wait for that too. All right. So with that said, my final thoughts are you can follow us in your favorite places where you can find all your streaming podcasts. We are on Spotify. We're on, I believe, Apple podcasts. You can find us here on YouTube. If you are listening, we absolutely love you. We want to make sure that you have the best week ever. That's the reason we're here every Monday. So we can start your week the right way because we made Everyday Friday, and now you have been Everyday Friday, and you now walk away with a greater understanding and hope, belief, and faith. And with those things you take forward, you become stronger. The big three now are in your tool belt, and you know how to use them. So thank you all for tuning in, and much love. Now I'll go ahead and leave you with the wonderful phrase of you can just chill until the next episode. Peace. Have a good night, guys.
Love y'all. Thanks for joining.
I'm done.
Alone in my room. LOL right there.